we going, Christine?
Oh, you're filming right now? We are going to Lasafua in the southern half of Guam, so it's the village of Umatic, and we are going to do some turbidity readings today. So I've got the
Turbidity readings in southern Guam, an area we visited in episode 5 of Into the Islands, where John Lawrence pointed out how invasives high up on a ridge can lead to damage in the coral reefs below. In fact, soil loss and sedimentation mitigation have become serious business in the village of Humatek, as Austin Shelton of the Humatek Project explains via Skype from Honolulu.
It started when fishermen from the village of Humatek on the southern half of Guam noticed that they weren't catching the same amount and size of fish as they used to. So a partnership formed between community members, scientists, and resource agencies, and they identified accelerated erosion as the main environmental concern of the watershed. The Humatek Project is dedicated to restoring these watersheds. The reason accelerated erosion is important in looking at is because it's usually associated with the loss of our native forests. It also causes the loss of our fertile land, and that means there's less farmable land on our island and less ways to make food for our people. Accelerated erosion also damages our drinking water supply.
In Guam, Christine Iriarte Camacho is one of several individuals who are assisting Austin and the Humatek Project in monitoring the Lasafua watershed.
Christine, what are we doing?
We are trying to get my bag prepared.
What you got in your bag?
I'm gonna put the Hanna multi-parameter meter into my bag so that we can start our hike out on, basically this is going to be the Lasafua watershed or wetland.
Can I borrow your sleeve to get rid of the fog on the lens?
Yeah.
So it's a really kind of wet, rainy day. Is this a good day to do what we're doing?
It is, but on the safety aspect, we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to the conditions because we're going to be in the river, so we have to be mindful of flash flood conditions. So, eyes and ears open at all times.
Joining Christine and I is Jeff Kitugwa of the Division of Aquatic Wildlife Resources at the Guam Department of Agriculture. As we approach the ravine, Christine begins to talk about something she calls sediment socks.
The sediment socks are installed from basically right up this hill here, and they come down. I think it's about...
Austin explains.
Sediment filter socks are pretty unique to our island. It's the first time that it's being used in watershed restoration work. Sediment filter socks are a mesh stocking that you fill with mulch and then place across the flow of water. Our mulch was donated by the rhino beetle eradication team, and it's made up of green waste and old telephone books. Sediment socks decrease erosion in 3 ways. They slow down the velocity of water runoff, they trap sediment within the sock and behind the sock, and they also stabilize land, allowing vegetation to reclaim bare soil areas.
And so Jeff, Christine, and I begin our turbidity monitoring adventure high up in the Lasafua River.
What's that?
That's cool. This is a nitrate snout. It's native to Guam, and they're freshwater aquatic snouts, and they're actually a good indicator for that the river is quality is actually great. You know, the turbidity is good and whatnot.
Everything's in check.
Everything's
so
in
if you
check
see those snails, then it's a good sign.
Austin has provided the submersible monitoring device that Christine uses.
What's your meter say?
I'll go back to it, but all it's saying is that I've got 128 samples logged. So
From this particular reading?
From this reading.
How long have you guys been monitoring this particular track?
This particular site, this is only the second time I've come out.
Okay.
So this is the first time we're going to be actually collecting data.
So the first time you came out was how long ago?
Just last week.
Just last week. So you sort of plotted the
meter, right.
Yes, and so this time you're actually collecting data.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Is this going to be a weekly thing or?
I'm trying to get out here every week, but if it comes down to it, it'll be like twice a month.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Just throw some variability.
Sure.
The rainy season is a good time to measure just how much sediment there is in river water. So far, upstream, things look pretty good. But as we move away from the ridge, that changes.
There's not a whole lot of soil on top of that. So all it takes is a few wildland fires and you've got that washing away on the next heavy rainfall. And then it punches out when there's nothing left to hold it. It's just a plug waiting for a lot of pressure or a lot of power behind it. And it breaks through and creates more of these little...
And it just slides on the rock.
And it slides right on the rock.
Because there's no vegetation to...
Exactly. And then you see...
More of Lhasa Fua's erosion story later. And up next, we go marine monitoring just up the coast. The story continues at www.micronesiachallenge.org, where you can learn more about the people you just met, as well as the efforts of preserving the thousands of species of fish, plants, and wildlife in Micronesia. There are downloadable teaching modules for schools, as well as an online video storytelling academy by Dan Ho. And of course, we look forward to your support of the Micronesia Challenge. Thank you.